Let me introduce my topic, which is impact of social media advertisements in local small food businesses in developed city. This is in partial fulfillment of the subject in Masters in Business Administration, Business Research 101. So first, we have here our introduction, wherein a food business is a business that involves the handling of food. This is the Food Act of 2006, and the handling of food includes wherein we have the making of the food, manufacturing, producing, collecting of the food, extracting, the processing of our food, storing, of course, the storage of our food, making and ensuring that our food had been preserved thoroughly accordingly to our Food Act of 2006. Now, the delivering, the preparation of the food or preparing, how are we going to prepare? And then preserving, of course, how are we going to preserve the food that we are going to deliver, as well as the packaging, because we have also lots of rules and how are we going to package correctly our um, food which are we are going to sell or we are going to deliver towards our prospect customers. Now the cooking, the steps in cooking, the thawing, the serving, and displaying of our food to our different storage areas for our food. So this is all about food business, wherein we are now engaging in a food business and we needs to follow the Food Act of 2006, the correct handling of our food towards in preparation, in manufacturing, and in serving this towards our potential customers or consumers. So what is social media advertising? Is defined as a form of digital advertising that serves paid ads to your target audience using social media platforms such as we have our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Now, when we have a food business, we need to have a social media advertising for our food business to grow. This is to introduce our delicacies, our food that we have towards social media. So how is this very helpful towards our business? We will going to know the impact of social media towards our food business as we go over with our research proposal. So as we go over to our research proposal, so before and after the pandemic, of my introduction, food businesses are essential services for the people in the community. This serves as a comfort place for people. It may be poor or rich, employed or not. Now, it may be a small world, but social media has made the world even smaller, especially in the last decade. No? Not only has social media human interact faster, but more accessible and convenient too. And this is true, actually. This is real. Okay. This feature makes it an excellent platform for social media advertising, wherein marketing consultants and advertising experts can use one or more networks to spread the good word about your business. The social media has been combined with the newest technological innovations in communications. Now, as a result, various platforms have become more powerful. Such platforms have also proved helpful for their users, including the business owners implementing digital marketing campaign. So, with this digital marketing campaigns, here comes the usage of social media infographics. Now, media infographics shows what does the food business establishment shows towards the different audiences in our social media, such as our Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Twitter. So, with the use of infographics, there are words, texts, and um, pictures gathered together in a one page explaining what the food is all about, the food that you're selling is all about. So that is a usage which is very powerful as an infographics for our social media accounts, especially in advertising our food. As we go on, we have here our theoretical framework. The theoretical framework is a study anchored on mediation theory by Peter Paul Verbeek, which suggested that technological method mediation offers a framework to analyze the roles technology play in human existence and in society. As you can see, we have here figure one, the theoretical framework, wherein social media advertisements across to going to local food businesses. We're in the mediation box, the middle of it, the two, wherein we have the which suggested the technological mediation offers a framework to analyze the roles technologies play in human existence and in society. So this is where we are going to know the role of the technology towards the human existence in our society. The big help of the social media advertisements, the big impact of social media advertisements towards local food businesses here in our area, which is the Dipolog city. Excuse me. So this study is anchored in the theory of technology mediation offers framework to analyze the roles technology play in human existence and in society. Its central idea is that technology, and they are used, help to shape the relationship between human beings and the world. And according to Ed, wherein human technology relations to the wherein Don Ed post phenomenological approach to technology is an analysis of various types of relations between the humans and technologies. As well, all known technologies now playing a vital role in our day-to-day activities, where in fact, as we all know, for ordering food to delivering to ratings is done via technology these days, right? So the fast transition of the modern world from simply writing orders before with the human hands to now by calling and ordering, then not simply just um, now just simply clicking orders are served and delivered towards your doorstep. So this is the theory of the from the past of our human beings ordering food from now to one stop go of ordering our food. Okay, so this phenomenon of technological mediation has implications for philosophical theory and for practices of design and technology development. So theoretically, it makes it possible to rethink central philosophical subfields like epistemology, ethics, and metaphysics. If technological instruments help to constitute the reality observed by scientists, what does this imply for the status of their knowledge claims? If diagnostic and therapeutic devices inform the ethical decision that we make, help to shift norms regarding the acceptability of suffering, and create new responsibilities, what does this imply for ethical theory? And if technologies play such a profound role in fields we have always believed to be solely human, what does this imply for metaphysical issues like the subject object distinction and the relations between the technological and the transcendent? Practically, mediation theory can inform practices of design because it enables designers to analyze, anticipate, an experiment with the relations between humans and products and the impacts of technologies of human experiences and behavior and on social practices. So this is a from the humans to the use of technologies and the impacts of human experiences and behavior towards our technologies and social practices. Excuse me, is shown in figure 2, wherein we have the independent variable and the dependent variable. So for the independent variable, which is our social media advertisement, while our dependent variable is our local small food businesses. All right, for according to the video, figure 2 shown the relationship of variables of the study. This study determines the impact of social media advertisement in local food businesses that identified independent variables assumed to affect local food catering businesses perceived as the dependent variable of this study. So our independent variable, which is social media advertisements, affects our in the dependent variable, which is our local food businesses. So the impacts that what is the nature of the food business in terms of A, quality of service, B, food taste, C, prices, and D, years of service. Number 2, what is the sales status of the particular food catering business before and after using social media? 3, is there a significant difference to the sales and profit of the food catering businesses after using social media advertisement? And 4, what is the level of sale performance after using social media advertisement? And lastly, is there any significant impact of social media advertisements to the local food businesses? So these are the questions that we are going to ask with our independent variable towards our dependent variable as we go on with our the research proposal. So we have here a research hypothesis. We have hypothesis 1. There is a significant impact of social media advertisement to the local small food businesses, and our hypothesis 2 is no significant impact of social media advertisement on the local small food businesses. Sa iyo pa, oy, bulok dyan. uh, Findings in this hypothesis, the findings will show how useful or how meaningful the presence of the websites towards our the social media promotion towards our food small local food small businesses here in our locality, no? Where does this increase the traffic, the success, the awareness, the revenues of our businesses? Here we can, towards our research, we can now look at the different facts gathered as we go on with this research proposal. So next we have here for the statement of the problem. So for the statement of the problem, this study generally aims to determine the impact of social media advertisements on local small food businesses here in our locality, Ipolog City. More specifically, this study seeks answers of the following research questions. Wherein number 1, what is the nature of the food business when in terms of the quality of the services they offer, the food taste, the food they're offering, the prices of the food, and the years of service since when did they start the business started until now. Okay. Then number 2, what is the sales status of a particular food business before using the social media advertisement and after using the social media advertisement. And three, we have here, is there a significant difference in the sales and profit of the businesses after using social media advertisements? Four, what is the level of sale performance after using social media advertisements? Five, is there any significant impact of social media advertisements to local food businesses in our city of DePaulo? These are now the following questions, which we are, which as a researcher would gradually answer each as we go on with the research proposal. So here is the significance of the study. The researchers, they will be familiar with the needed information that is essential in handling a food business in our locality of the Polog City, gives the researchers um, familiarization, the needed information towards um, food businesses. Then the future researchers, the food results of this study would be a source of information to future researchers who will be involved in this kind of businesses, which is the food industry businesses. Then the prospective investors would be, this study will serve as a guide for future investors and inform them to realize that putting up a business like this with social media advertising is very feasible. Now, for the community, the use of social media advertising will be useful. Advertising or advertisement will be useful to food businesses locally. So, for this is for our the community. Now, the scope and limitations of the study. So, for the scope and limitation of the study, this study involved the following parameters projected to delineate the distinct features of this study and to find its rightful place in the wide area of educational research. This study focuses on the effects of social media advertising to local food businesses to be conducted at the selected food establishments in the Polo city. The research respondents are, of course, the managers in the selected food establishments in the said area. So the researcher has limited scope to the indicators that affect local food businesses. It includes the effect of social media advertising or advertisement on the local food business within the locality of the Polo city, where we can have um, the study focuses on. So we have here our definition of terms. So advertisement, this is advertisement, a notice or announcement in a public medium promoting a product or services. This is giving information to the public, to the potential buyers or customers, letting them know what are the products that you are selling. Then food business encompasses all of the activities, services, and business functions involving in preparing and serving food to people eating away from the comfort of their homes. This includes all types of restaurants, from, of course, fine dining to fast food, or in fine dining from um, star restaurants to fast foods where we have in our locality. And then social media refers to the means of interactions among people in which they create, share, and or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and of course our networks. So here is next is our related review of related literature. So in this chapter, the paper presents review of related literature, the theoretical framework and conceptual framework of the study. Wherein we have here for the review of the related literature. Social media advertising is a type of digital marketing that utilizes social networks such as, of course, our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This is to deliver paid ads to the target audiences. Target audiences, wherein these are our potential consumers, customer, or buyers that we are going to um, engage with to in patronizing the product or the food services that we are going to offer them. At the same time, social media, of course, this is the effective way to connect with their consumers, and this is also to boost your marketing campaigns of your establishment or your firm or the company that you are in. Um, by leveraging various data sources, advertisers are able to hyper target their audiences and deliver personalized content based on demographics and user behavior. So, when an audience is introduced to a brand on social media, advertisers may see more interactions and conversions. So, in the social media ads are also cost effective, offering the potential for high rates of return. Using our social advertising, you want to quickly reach new target markets, other potential consumers, buyers, and markets to join to look on your food establishment. By using social media, you are now gathering people from different areas, um, giving ideas towards using the social media. You are giving now ideas towards the different people how your food is going to be sold, the different ideas that you are going to the different food that you are offering towards, but just by simply clicking the social media platform. The food industry is a complex global network of diverse businesses that that supplies most of the food consumed by the world's population. Food industry today has become highly diversified, manufacturing ranging from small, traditional, family-run activities that are highly labor-intensive to large, capital-intensive and highly mechanized industrial processes. Many food industries depend almost entirely on local agriculture produced or fishing. So most of our food industries had dependable flood are very much dependable in our local agriculture produced or fishing. A food business is any business enterprise or activity that involves the handling of food. This includes commercial, charitable, nonprofit, and community organizations. Under the Food Act of 2006, the handling of food includes the making, manufacturing, producing, collecting, extracting, processing, storing, transporting, delivering, the preparing, treating, preserving, packing, cooking, thawing, serving, and displaying of food. This includes all steps along the food supply chain. So, as we go on, social media has changed the way we communicate. Across the globe, individuals and company alike can share their photos, so videos, thoughts, and opinions in an instant. So, according to Pew Research Center, 7 in 10 American adults scroll on Facebook repeatedly throughout their day. A powerful illustration of social media's influence on our daily lives. Because social media is so prevalent, food producers must consider its implications for their businesses. So, in the realm of social media, there seem to be no limits to what content is up for debate, regardless of whether or not the information is proven back. So, the using of social media, this is now serves as our way of communicating from one country to another, from one locality to another locality. People with just a click of your Facebook, even now, here in our locality, people are using Facebook, and just by scrolling Facebook, they are seeing lots of ads there. Excuse me, lots of ads, advertisements there, food advertisements, different food likes advertisements. So this is where people are now engaging in your social media and looking on the different types of foods. How are these foods being prepared? What are the names of these food, the prices of these food? They can see it just by scrolling independently their phone. So we scroll away, I click away, search the comments, all the norms that uh, people, human beings, you can look it up in your social media. So that's how powerful our social media today is. But with the use of these social advertisements or social media ads, we can spread words from one place, from one person to the other and to the other, until from one locality to the next locality, and spread it from one place to another place. That's how strong social media is, and social media advertisement is. So this study is anchored on mediation theory by Peter Paul Verbeek, which suggested that technological mediation offers a framework to analyze the roles technology plays in human existence and in society. So for the mediation theory of Peter Paul Verbeek, this will show how uh, the role of the human existence, the society, together with the technology, go hand in hand and go in one direction towards your saleability of advertising your food offerings. So next is our research methodology. So for our research methodology, we have here a research design, research environment, and of course our research respondents and sampling, together with the instruments and validity that we are going to use. So first off, we are going to have for the design. So for our design, we are now using the quantitative in nature, since we are having a research question seeking answers that will lead numerical into the numerical data. So using quantitative um, research design, we can give questions towards um, prospect, um, our prospect people, people that we are going to get extract data with. Okay, so this study is descriptive as it aims to describe data that are collected in gathering our information. So descriptive correlational using the survey approach in the most appropriate design in the study. So descriptive correlational studies describe the variables and relationships that occur naturally between and among the people or them, the people that we are going to gather data or collect data with. So we are using now our quantitative research together with the descriptive research, wherein we have our questionnaires being used as measuring tools for our which we are going to be which are going to be given towards our mm, people, or the group of people that we are going to ask questions or gather data from to answer such our questionnaire for us to be able to record it and to know how effective, how powerful social media advertisement can help each and every mm, each and every food businesses in our locality. Okay? So next is our research environment. So for the research environment, this is the environment where we are going to uh, give our um, research. So this is the environment where we are going to study the food establishment that we are going to study, which is here in our locality, the Dipolog City. So, Dipolog City, officially the city of Dipolog. We have here in Cebuano, Dakbayan sa Dipolog. For the Sabanin, Gembagel, Gibenwal, Dipoleg, or Babbewa, Dipoleg. And for Chavacano, Ciudad de Dipolog. And for Filipino, lungsod ng Dipolog. So these are the different um, uh, languages that we are going to call the city of Dipolog or the Dipolog, local Dipolog itself. So for the Cebuano, we have the Bayan sa Dipolog, Sabanan, Gimbagel, Gibenwa, Dipoleg, Bagbenwa, Dipoleg, Jabacano, Ciudad de Dipolog. And for Filipino, simply by calling it Lungsod ng Dipolog. So it's a third class component city and capital of the province of Zamboanga del Norte, Philippines. So according to the 2020 census, it has a population of 138,141 people. Okay, so this is from our census, which was being um, uh, researched for the census online in the Dipolog City. And then geographically, the city is surrounded by rolling hills to the southeast and the Slusi to the north. Now, Dipolog is known for its wild orchids and its sardine industry, which stems from the rich fishing area of its shores. It is known as the gateway to Western Mindanao through the Western Nautical Highway and has also been called the bottled sardines capital of the Philippines. Dipolog can be reached by either plane, which is via Dipolog Airport, or by our ferry by sea at the Dallas port in Barangay Galas, or maybe we can also have the Puluan port in the Pidan city nearby our locality. No? So either ways, we can arrive in Dipolog using a ferry towards the port of Dallas or the port of Pulawan in the Pitan city. Development of the Dipolog port of Dipolog, a roll-on, roll-off facility at Barangay Galas, will allow for the eventual transfer of the service to Dipolog while retaining inter-island operations at Pulawan, which is a base base port. Popular city attraction is the foreshore Dipolog Boulevard, which, though still in its second phase of construction, has become a popular haven for exercise and leisure of the local people here in our area. But of course, not just the local people, but also tourists from different side of the area of the Zamboanga del Norte itself. No? It's not just the people of the Dipolog City who are able to experience exercising in our Dipolog Sunset Boulevard or Dipolog Boulevard itself. Okay, it has become a popular haven. All right, so in the third phase of the project, the length of the boulevard will be extended to reach the seaport of Barangay Galas, which is in fact actually still on construction, not yet finished, but hopefully we will be get through it. So as we shown here, the figure 5 is the map showing the city of Dipolog, wherein it's in the upper part of the Zamboanga del Norte. No? The red one, as you can see in the map, that is our Dipolog city. So that is the Dipolog, local Dipolog area. So nearby, nearing the Zamboanga del Sur, Zamboanga Sibugay, and of course our Zamboanga City. So research respondents and sampling. So here you go now, our respondents for our research um, paper. So the respondents of the study includes 50 local businesses in the Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte. Respondents were the selected managers with different backgrounds and positions in different food companies in our locality. So the researcher collects the data by identifying respondents from the selected establishment in the city of Dipolog, province of Zamboanga del Norte, Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula, Philippines. So we have 50 local business establishments or businesses here in our city that we are going to collect and gather data together with the selected managers that we are going to give the questionnaire with, and they're going to answer, and then we are going now to collect those answer sheets, fill in the datas with it, and then tally of the um, those answers that we have gathered. Then instrument and validity of our research. The present study used a self-made questionnaire checklist, serves as a data gathering instrument. Then the statements included in the instrument are taken from the existing literatures and reading of a proponent that is accordance to the research question. Pilot testing was done by the researcher outside of the Polog city, Zamboanga del Norte, to ensure the reliability index of the instrument on the aforementioned indicators. Also, the questionnaires of the study was the study is to be referred to the expert and advisor and is subject for her acceptance and approval. The permission of the experts was a prerequisite prior to administering the survey questionnaires. So we have here our scoring procedure. So to gather responses of the respondents of the distance task overload of teachers, the 5-point Likert scale with equivalent adjectival description was employed and were as follows. So the weighted mean of each statement can be described with the following range. So as you can see, we have here our rating scale, which is from 5 to 1, which is 5 for the highest and 1 for the lowest. And the range there, 4.21 to 5. The description, adjectival description with a rating scale of 5, range 4.21 to 5.00, is described as very much high. For rating scale 4, we have 3.41, ranging 3.41 to 4.20, which is the description of very high. And then rating scale of 3, ranging from 261 to 3.40. This is minimally high. And then from the rating scale 2, 1.81 to 2.60, mildly high. And for the rating scale 1, which is 1.00 to 1.80, is our low. So that's the lowest. If the range is 1 to 1.80, therefore that is would be the described as the lowest. Our rating scale would be 1 for that one. So here is our research procedure. So the study carried out the known descriptive correlational type of research. The study was intended to collect information regarding the impact of social media to the local food businesses in Dipolog, cities in Bongo del Norte, This paper will show the procedures and how the information is being collected, the research strategy to be outlined, and the procedures for implementing this research strategy will be defined also. So the various variables of interest in the study is defined, and the procedure used to select participants of the study is also stated. The instruments for the survey is discussed, an analysis procedure to be applied to the data be presented. So for the gathering of the data, we have, of course, a researcher uh, had written a letter of approval that would be approved by the Dean of the St. Vincent's College Graduate School Department. And once it is approved, the researcher wrote a letter of consent to every establishment. We are going to write, the researcher is going to write letter of consent to each and every establishment, subject to approve under his or her authorization for the researcher to gather the data with regards to the study proposed. Then the researcher did seek permission of the selected establishment to the managers to become the respondents of the study. Then the researcher also will secure permission the personnel of the selected establishment, the number of managers to be conducted with, and the data gathering technique utilized Google Forms, a free survey tool that part of the Google's complete office suite. Uh, Google Forms collect information from the teacher's respondents. So then it was connected to the information in a spreadsheet on sheets to automatically record the answers. It can share from a form via email or a direct link or on social media and ask everyone to participate. This is Gavin, 2019. This is now how are we going to gather the data for the said data collection towards the mm, different managers of the different establishments here in the locality of the Pollock City. Using also the Google Forms, the collection of the data would be much more easier, and information would be much more direct to be given from uh, from coming from the respondents towards the researcher that is going to act to gather the information directly. So for the treatment of the data, so after the data collection, the researcher now will analyze the data in accordance to specific objectives of the study. So to analyze the research, questions about the impact of social media advertisement, the local food businesses in the Pollock City, frequency count and percentage will be used. So the weighted mean is used to determine the level of its impact. So we have there the scale rating scale from 5 to 1. So that will be the one we're going to use in uh, now analyzing the data that we have been able to gather from the respective respondents, which are our managers of the different selected companies or food establishments here in the Pollock City, our locality. Further, mean and standard deviation is utilized to find out the level of its impact. Excuse me. So we also have here our ethical considerations. So researcher prepares an endorsement letter. So for the ethical considerations, as a researcher, preparation of the documents, endorsement documents from the dean, the office of the graduate school, St. Vincent's College Incorporated. Researcher will going to write a letter towards the selected establishment that would be seeking an approval in allowing the conduct of this study. Then we will be sending another letter to to them seeking approval for the distribution of the instrument towards the respondents. Then another letter seeking consent to the respondents, including a brief explanation towards how the study will be, the rules of the study, how it will contribute towards the research study proposal. And then attached with approved letters from the establishment. It was the researcher also ensure each and every respondents towards the confidentiality of the said data gathering towards the respondents. That there will be no and any um, breach of confidentiality that will be broken uh, towards gathering the certain data. And of course, there will be um, no will be the each and every respondent will be given um, explanations, and there will be obtained um, the data that will be obtained will be used only for the research proposal, and not other than the beyond the research proposal or the research study itself. Of course, the rights and decision will be highly respected for each and every respondent. So, as we are nearing to the end of the proposal, here are the references. So we have for the references, I have here the improving consumer mindset metrics and shareholder value through social media, different roles of owned and earned media, Journal of Marketing by Kulisev, Malshi, and Bo K. and O'Connor P. 2018. We have also here Lin CTL and Chuang 2018. Importance of brand image, consumer purchase attitude, and barriers to social enterprise growth, Journal of Small Business and Management by Davis and Yu and Chambers L by 2019. Mm, So that will be all for my research proposal. Thank you and have a great day to all. So we also do have here our conceptual framework. So the conceptual framework of the study